Well, hey everybody, it's Miss O'Rourke here again with a virtual chat. This time I'm joined by Christina Bracero from Rollins College, and I know she's going to have fantastic information for you today. So I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to her.
Hi guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. I'm going to share my screen and just present some information about Rollins. And so like Miss O'Rourke said, my name's Christina and I am your admission counselor for your school in the region. I take care of all applicants from Kentucky, and so you'll be the one who hears the most from me. In terms about Rollins College, we're located in Winter Park, Orlando, Florida. So we're about 15 minutes to downtown Orlando. We are a private institution and we are a college of liberal arts. And so by liberal arts, we really just want our students to be well-rounded. We want you to, of course, have your expertise within your major, but we do also want you to have a skill set that employers are finding very important once you enter the workforce. That includes the ability to problem solve creatively, the ability to be a critical thinker, the ability to communicate effectively, whether that's in writing or in person, analyzing data, being able to analyze text and having those, critical thinking, reading skills. And so all of these skills we find are really translating well once you graduate. So we were founded in 1885. We're the oldest college in the state of Florida. Here is of campus, and so you can see on one side we are abutted by Lake Virginia, and so that provides a lot of opportunities for students, whether they do a sport on the water or if they just want to have fun and check out some equipment from our boathouse like a paddleboard or a kayak. On the other side of this image that you can't see is our downtown historic part of the Winter Town. And that is an extension of campus for our students. It's very reminiscent of a northeastern town in terms of having the brick-lined roads, the small boutiques and shops, lots of cafes and restaurants. There is a train station that runs through there that has the Amtrak as well as our own commuter rail, so that can take you directly into downtown Orlando. And then just a farmer's market every weekend that our students enjoy attending, other arts and cultural institutions along the way. And so we find our students having a lot of variety right at their fingertips. In terms of who makes up our campus, it's just over 2,000 students, so we're pretty small. About 50% come from Florida, 40% out of state, and 10% international, representing over 60 different nations on campus. We also have about 27% of our students identify as a student of color. The way that we approach our educational system is through our Rollins Gateway, and so that stands on 3 different pillars, understanding that learning doesn't just happen in the classroom, it's going to happen in all sorts of ways in different activities you participate in, whether that's on or off campus, and the ways that you engage, knowing that you're going to have so many different paths to explore and having that mentorship from all angles to help you develop and feel prepared to take on whatever you hope to do when you graduate. Our gateway does stand on 3 pillars, and specifically our future-proof education, liberal arts in action, and Rollins results. We do offer over 60 different academic programs. Some of our most popular majors include psychology, business, and biology. Our average class size is 17, so definitely an environment where you are going to have discussion-based classes. Your faculty are the ones who teach your courses, so you also have experts in their fields being the ones teaching you the material, the ones that you're able to have a dialogue with, having access to them, whether that's inside or outside of the classroom. Whenever I speak to our faculty and ask what some of their favorite parts about teaching at Rollins is their ability to collaborate and do research right alongside their students. Now at Rollins, we do offer our own student faculty collaborative research program, which is available in all departments for all students of all majors. And if your proposal is selected, you would then live on campus over the summer, working one-on-one with your advisor. You'd receive a stipend to complete your research, and then the program does culminate in presenting at a graduate level conference, so getting to network as an undergrad and meeting graduate professors and other students. But also then a lot of times our students end up published, and so to have your name in an academic journal or in a book is a really fantastic accomplishment, and just further prepares you for what you plan to do once you graduate. I'll provide an example. In the history department a few years ago, one of the students was doing just a research project on the history of Winter Park, and it's actually now a book that you can buy in bookstores, just as a cool example of things that come out of this program. Outside of the classroom, our students are just as engaged. Studying abroad is very popular. About 77% of our students do go abroad. We offer over 60 different programs all around the world. We also want this accessible and affordable, so any aid you receive goes with you. So it's the same price to be in Australia as it would have been if you stayed at Rollins for this semester. In terms of just on campus, we offer over 120 student organizations. That's a combination of so many different varieties. We have our debate team, which is nationally recognized. We offer Greek life, which about 40% of our students are engaged in. We have different media outlets, such as our radio station and our newspaper. We have a variety of different religious and cultural organizations on campus. Our student government is very active on campus. The expressive arts groups we have, so lots of different ways to pursue your interests. There's also a very seamless way to start a new club if there is something you currently love to do, but we don't have, an organized club. Some of the newest clubs to have been created include the Board Game Club, the Introverts Club, the Laughing Club, the Anime Watching Club. So no hobby or idea is too small. We are also, if you are interested in athletics, we are in Division II for the NCAA Sunshine State Conference. We offer 21 different teams for men and women. And so if you want to check our website to see if we offer your sport, definitely reach out through the prospective TARS form that we have on the athletics page if you are interested. And then we do also offer club and intramural sports if you just want to do something with less of a time commitment. Our newest rec sport includes esports. And so we have a fantastic new space in our gym with amazing equipment and the Wi-Fi, which is at least 3 times faster than the rest of campus. And so they're starting new leagues as well within that esports team. And then I'll just now go over some information about applying. There is no application fee to apply to Rollins. You can use the common application, the coalition application, or the Rollins institutional application. You just need to submit one of those 3, and it's up to you, whichever you prefer. We do take a holistic review, so we do look at everything that you submit to us. We are also test optional, and so we have been since 2008. It's definitely not a new way for us to look at your application. It does not hurt your application, and you are still eligible for merit scholarship if you apply under the test score waived option. Otherwise, if you are planning to submit tests and your scores fall within those ranges listed here, definitely submit them as they are competitive. Our average core unweighted GPA is a 3.4. And so that is looking only at your academic core classes. We do not factor in your elective classes. And then we do unweight all GPAs, but we of course are going to look at how you've challenged yourself based on what's been available to you. There is the essay section, and this is my favorite part as your counselor because it's really where you can put to paper whatever you're most passionate or what you desire to write about for your college essay. I always having at least 1 to 2 people proofread it, as it does act as a writing sample. There is this year as well a new COVID-19 optional essay, and do know it is optional, so you do not have to feel compelled to put down anything in that space. Really only put something if it's going to provide context to the rest of your application. There is then the section for involvement, and I always recommend taking the time to fill this out. We definitely look at, what you've engaged in since you started high school, whether that's, again, listing it out in this involvement section or sending and attaching a resume. Like I mentioned, our students at Rollins are very heavily involved in their activities, and so it's a good way for us to see if we think you might make a great fit. We only require 1 letter of recommendation from your guidance or college counselor. You're definitely welcome to submit additional, but we just need that 1. Then there are some deadlines to keep in mind. We do have our early decision or regular decision options. Early decision is that binding option, so this does mean if you are accepted under early decision to Rollins, then we expect that you will attend and you'll withdraw applications elsewhere. There are 2 deadlines, November 15th and January 5th. And because it's a large commitment, there are benefits to this. So you find out your decision pretty soon, about a month later. So especially if you apply by November 15th, you could go into the winter holidays already knowing where you're going, no longer have to stress about, those college decisions. You can enjoy your senior spring semester. You also have consideration, priority consideration for scholarship, and you would receive your financial aid package early. I think two of the biggest benefits include that you also will then have priority for your first semester of class scheduling. So any courses that you're really excited about, you will have priority for. And then our regular decision deadline, I still really stress if you're able to get stuff in by November 15th, just because it acts as our overall priority scholarship deadline. In particular for our Alphon scholarship, which is the opportunity for full room, board, and tuition. Otherwise, our final deadline is February 1st, and we do let you know no later than April 1st, but we might reach out much sooner than that, especially if you've applied by November. You could hear back as soon as January. And then just some quick data about financial aid. About 95% of receive some aid. Our merit scholarships range from 10 to 30,000, and you're automatically considered for those just by applying. We also then would accept any additional need-based aid that you and your family might qualify for. You would just need to submit the FAFSA to us. Anything that comes back, such as loans, grants, or work study, again, we will honor that. And so all of those would stack on top of each other to create your overall financial aid package to Rollins. And then I do have some quick photos of campus if anyone hasn't had the opportunity to visit. So this is the other side of aerial view of campus with the lake in the front. So you can see the downtown Winter Park area extending out into the background. And then just a quick snapshot of some of the buildings around campus. A really great way to showcase our Mediterranean Spanish architectural style that you'll find as you walk around campus. Our chapel, Pugsley Hall, is one of our residence halls, the Olin Library, the Bush Science Center, and then the image below that is of the cafe and atrium within the Science Center. That middle image is of Kathleen W. Rollins Hall, which essentially acts as a student union on campus. We just renovated it this spring, and so the picture below is of the interior there. And so it's a space for collaboration, for studying, students just hang out there. So it's a really beautifully renovated new space on campus for our students. And then the Alphon Sports Center there, the gym, and then our Cornell Hall for the social sciences. I will mention too that campus is residential, and so we do want our students living on campus their first 3 years. Ward Hall, that is pictured here, is one of our first year only residence halls, and so you would live in communal style housing your first year. And then as you move into your second year, you have the opportunity to move into apartment style or suite style. You can also continue in that communal style if you prefer. The images here of our Lakeside neighborhood, this is our newest residence hall on campus. It is apartment style. It's on the lake, like the name suggests, so beautiful views from most of these rooms. The complex first phase did open this fall, and the final phase will complete in the spring. And that final phase will include the newest amenities, including a resort-style pool, a new gym and movement studio, and a new marketplace. And those amenities will, of course, be available to everyone, not just those who live in Lakeside. Some images of food around campus, always an important component of your college experience. So the Cornell Campus Center houses 3 of our spaces. Skillman Dining Hall is the largest image shown here in the bottom right. This was renovated last fall, so the space is still brand new. It is set up in stations, and so you have a lot of variety, and every mealtime those options change out. The upper right picture on the left is of our C-store. So it's a grocery store on campus. You can use your dining dollars in there. And then the bottom image is of our Dave's Boathouse, which acts as a late night eatery serving American food. There's also a fantastic sushi bar down there that serves sushi rolls and sushi bowls. And so that's a fun space for students. You'll see very popular late into the evening, and trivia is usually hosted there every week. And then 3 other cafes on campus are Bookmark Cafe in the library, Bush Cafe in the Science Center, serving smoothies, coffees, to-go sandwiches, flatbreads, acai bowls, baked goods. And then Cornell Cafe, which is our version of a Chipotle, if you've ever been to a Chipotle, but essentially build your own Tex-Mex. And so you can go down the line and create your own tacos or burritos or quesadillas or nachos. And so lots of variety right there on campus for our students. And then just some images of student life. I do want to draw your attention to the middle picture at the top, which is of our Pinehurst Cottage. This is actually the oldest building on campus, original to when the school first opened in the late 1800s. That's why you'll notice the architectural style is quite different from the rest of campus. It right now acts as a residential hall. And then just some spaces on campus for student entertainment. Tide Key Concert Hall, which is in our music building. A number of different concerts and lectures will go on in there. The Annie Russell Theater puts on a number of shows throughout the year, both through the theater department and then other expressive groups using that space for their own shows. We do have a museum on campus as well, the Cornell Fine Arts Museum. And so that the two bottom corner images are of the Cornell Fine Arts. And that exhibition changes out usually at least every semester. And it's a really amazing teaching collection spanning over 5,000 years. And so a lot of our classes will also use that space in conjunction with the coursework that you're learning about that semester. And then just another final image of Kathleen W. Rollins Hall. I mentioned it's a student union, but there are some spaces in there for classrooms as well as for lectures and presentations and other events that we will host in there as well. And so that brings me to the end of my presentation. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I do hope if you do have additional questions, feel free to reach out.
Wow, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Yeah, of course. No, thanks for having me.
What a beautiful college. My goodness.
Yes, yeah, we're very special. It's a place to be on for sure.
Awesome. Well, we are glad that you're able to join us. And students, I say this every time, but it's so important for you to connect with your admissions representative. They are here for you. So if you find something that you really connected with during the presentation, do not hesitate to reach out to Christina. I'm sure she will be happy to help you figure out what the next steps would look like.
Yes, please do.